What is up, guys? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we are prepping the front bar, the rear, we might not get to the rear bar. We're prepping the front bar for paint. We're also having a quick little play with the engine bay. I've started wet sanding and I bought some good compound for that, so I want to see if I can get that to come up. Couple different things going on today. Again, getting a really late start to it, but I just went to the paint supply store. I've got some primer filler. I did want to do this properly with like an actual air gun setup, but running out of time, and I want to get these in the booth this weekend because this weekend we're doing all the doors, the front guards, the tailgate. By the end of this weekend, I want to have the entire car done so we can have it back here to assemble a full car. So first of all, we need to get these bumpers prepped and ready. So that starts with getting this front bar ready. It had a lot of loving on the front of it. It had met quite a few gutters in its day. So, sorry if you can't hear me too well, it's really windy today. But I've spent the last couple days just going through, filling all the tiny little holes, kind of fixing it all up. Now, there is a little, you can still feel them a tiny bit. That's why I just got a good primer filler. I'm now going to pretty much stop wasting some time and get this into primer so that we can then see what the next stage is of what we've got to sand pretty much. Well, I just noticed that nice little glossy spot just there. I'll quickly get that down. I'll prep solid and then I'll spray it. Like normal, I've started already. I always get to like test a little bit and then I was like, oh yeah, just start, just go full ball. So I'm just borrowing this little corner over here because there's no wind like there is just out here. Like you can probably hear it. Yeah, as soon as you go out there, there's wind. So I'm hiding back here just to... Ooh, I did a pretty good job of all those little damage points. I'm pretty pleased with that. Alrighty, so here's the second coat of the primer. Looking real nice. God, this edge, that edge was so badly chewed up. It's coming out so nice. I mean, you can still just feel it, and if you can feel it, you'll definitely be able to see it, but it's a billion times better than what it was. Alrighty, I'll 500 this and then see where to go from there. Damn, that primer is unreal to work with. I just got to like wipe it down. There's still like some of the dust on it, but just went over it with some 800 and I'd say that is ready to paint. There's still some minor little things. Don't think I really care about them. I'm actually really happy with how it's come up, especially this bottom edge. So smooth now. There used to be so many scratches and gouges and digging holes, and so like, look how smoothly the light contours along this. The end, like there's a little bit of dust just here that's on top. That's why like the minourness that comes out. But this, you couldn't tell the difference between this little, you couldn't see this body line just here because of all the gouging and scratches out of it. So that's come up real good. There's a couple on the underside here, but you won't see that. As far as I'm concerned, that is ready for paint. Alrighty, now let's go polish some of that engine bay and see how good we can get it to come up. Alright, so now jumping over here. Yesterday I did a minor bit of wet sanding. So you can see pretty much all that white stuff, that's all clear coat that's come off the top. So this had, you can see up here, still a lot of orange peel, flattened out the surface. Did the same here. And I started polishing with some Auto Gleam Super Resin polish, but it's just not a cutting compound to get rid of all these 2000 grit scratches. When I was at the paint shop today, I picked up some cutting compound. So I'm gonna give this a go, see how well that comes up. I have some pretty high hopes. This says, easily removes 1500 and finest sander scratches. So I wet sanded this at 2000 grit. So I've got high hopes that it's gonna get this pretty good. So I'm gonna put in some elbow grease right now and see how good it comes up. Okay, so we went from what was this to this. Still not perfect, but I'm not a professional. Now I've had two little spots where it's burnt through, or that I've gone through at least, which really sucks. Two minor little spots. You can't really see them from up here, but still, I didn't want to do it. But yeah, you can see, like, look between the bottom and the top, and you can see the difference. But I would keep going, but I'm worried about getting more of those. So you can see instantly already, like there's still needing a lot more that needs to be done. Look how much the color pops, and it's like we're in the shade here. But I don't want to burn through more spots on more angles and stuff like that, so I'm gonna stop. Even though I said I'd stop, there's still like very minor scratches in there kind of thing. You can kind of see them, still a little bit of compound that I gotta get off. But you can see like not perfect mirror reflection, like there's still like the imperfections, like the wobbly bits, but yeah, I don't want to touch any more of it. Like for a second there, I got mad confident and I wanted to do the entire car myself. I was like, yeah, I can do this, it's gonna be freaking easy. And then I saw that like I went through on these little spots just here and I was like, yeah, maybe not, hey, I'm not gonna touch this again, huh? But you can see already like the depth just from a little bit of wet sanding and a little bit of polishing, the depth that's coming out of it compared to like here. I guess it's so hard to show like in this light, but like no depth, really bad orange peel. You can just like see in that flake a little bit better. All right, so I'm gonna leave this for now. I'll let Troy get those minor scratches that are still in there out because I don't want to keep touching it in case I burn through more spots. But it's good to see, especially when you compare the two towers. It's cool to see it like slowly glossing up kind of thing. Getting that awesome reflection compared to the other side that's just matte. But after this weekend, we should have a whole car to put together so that we can take it to Troy and do the entire car properly, obviously with not only his guidance, but he will be doing it. So we can see how to do it properly, because I obviously want to learn. Paint has always terrified me because I'm always so paranoid about scratching it, marring it. If you're gonna burn through it, like I kind of did on those tiny little spot welds. Like it doesn't bother me massively, especially in the engine bay just there. But I don't want to do it again somewhere else in the car. So obviously he's gonna have the right tools, equipment, and knowledge to be able to do that properly. So I'm keen as to go over and let him take care of the entire car. Obviously I'll be there to help in any way, shape or form that I possibly can, assist and film all of it for you guys. But yeah, it's definitely above my expertise. And I wish I knew how to do it better. So I'm definitely going to take a note out of Troy's book when he's doing the car. I'm gonna try and learn as much as I can. So that if I've ever, I don't know, got damage or anything like that down the track, like maybe scratching, you know what happens with cars, people touch them, people lean against them. Over time, it will get scratches, I know that. So I really wanna know how to be able to look after it myself. Now I could probably be using some better, not products, but some better tools. Tools I've got are shitty. The sandpaper I've got that I was wet sanding with is cheap. Like the list of variables is endless, but I wanna know how to take care of paint properly. That's probably gonna be for today's video. The front bar is ready for paint, which is good because there was a lot to do on that. There's still like, if a professional was to look at this, they would say that there is still more to do to it, but I don't really care that much. It's going to look perfect as is in my books. And the color's so dark, the one or two minor, like absolutely minor, tiny little like stone chips and stuff like that, no one's gonna be able to see them anyways because the flake will then cover them anyways when it's in the sun. Got to do the rear bar. I'm picking up another rear bar, so I'm gonna have 2. We should have enough paint to paint both of them. One of them I'm going to try and get as good as I possibly can before we paint it. The other one, I'm just gonna quickly Scotch-Brite it, get it ready for paint, wet on wet seal it, and just put a coat on it, because so we have a bar to put on the car for skids and things like that. Now there's a good chance, because they're plastic, putting them on the back, there's a good chance that they'll build up rubber, build up heat, and catch on fire. So I may have a 1 bar to look good when I'm driving around, and then 1 bar to purposely set on fire at Zomernats. Because who doesn't like a good tire fire? Alrighty, that's probably gonna be it for today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one, which will be Friday at 6 p.m, where we'll prep those bumpers, make sure that they're ready and good to go. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's one. I'll catch you in the next one, Friday, 6 p.m. Be there or be square. Alrighty guys, peace.
I've been there thugging, you bitching and bugging, there's nothing that we got in common. I've been out grinding and hustling, investing this paper, got tired of eating that ramen. All of my music be heat, I ain't missing a beat, I've been blessed with impeccable timing. Watch all them people who friendly, it turn into envy whenever they see that you shining. Okay, I'm